No, it's called newing. And I'm like, newing? It's not newing. It's new. New. New.
It's a weird sound.
It sounds like the sound a car makes when it goes by fast. Like, new. What up, what up, what up, everybody? You are back in tune with another episode of In the Fields podcast. It is your host, Johnny, with my wife, Lisa. That's it. We keeping it short and sweet to the point, baby. We tied the motherfucking knot. And yeah, man, our ceremonies actually, our official ceremonies coming up soon. When we
11
leave
days.
soon. Yeah, getting married on a cruise. And so, yeah, man, welcome to In the Fields podcast with Mr. and Mrs. Valera. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's dope, man. I'm happy. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to see you in your dress.
I can't wait to see you in your tux.
Oh, yeah, it's good. I'm going to be stepping heavy.
I get to marry you twice, back to back.
Yeah.
2 months apart. Not even a month apart.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So, yeah, man. On today's episode, I wanted to take a deep dive into something I think everybody can relate to, which is just the work life, you know, the feels involving it and everything that goes on, you know, around it and how much of an impact it has on everybody's lives. I want to start today's episode with question of the day, which we got submitted. You already know, guys, question of the day. The inboxes are open. We always give you guys kind of like a heads up of what the next episode is going to be about. So this way you guys get some insight and you guys get a time or a chance to submit these questions. So yeah, man, the inboxes are always open. So if you guys are in tune with us, shout out to all the feelers. Let me take a look here. Question of the day is, how do you find emotional balance when your job drains you, but you can't afford to leave?
I feel like that's a very relatable challenge because especially in today's climate, like things are just continuously getting more expensive. And it's like, I feel like more so nowadays, people definitely have to settle sometimes just so they could get that paycheck and keep life going. But I think for me, I've definitely experienced this throughout the last 10, 15 years. But I think now I'm getting better at just navigating it because I just focus on, you know, moving with gratitude and the fact that I even have a job and I could sustain life. I feel like that's the biggest key takeaway because there's people that literally are struggling finding work, especially in today's time. That's really hard. But I think it's also just like focusing on like pouring into yourself outside of work, consuming yourself in things that do make you happy and do bring you, you know, some type of positive energy. And then setting those boundaries at work too, like knowing where your line is and learning how to say no and turning away certain tasks because you already have enough on your plate and being able to communicate that effectively and respectfully in a job setting. You have to, you know, move with some type of professionalism in the workforce, but you know, most places, like if you come correct, they'll respect you. You know what I mean? Like also find in your role where you have room for growth. Like don't just settle for what you have and just be like, well, this is the end all be all. Most jobs in some way, shape, or form have room for growth. You just have to want it enough. Bring it to, you know, your manager's attention. Like, hey, I think this or that would help benefit this company or benefit the flow of things, or you know, like you've been giving me that advice with my own job of like just putting myself out there and being like, well, I could bring this to the table. How can we start implementing a different role for me maybe to where I can get some type of more, I don't know what the word I'm looking for.
Like a more fulfilling role, something
Yeah.
that's more purposeful.
Mm-hmm. But it's like in the same time, like figure out what it is you really want to do with your life. Like, and if that means going back to school and like putting that time forth to get degrees or certifications or whatever to make that next step towards what it is you really want to do, and just knowing that what you're in currently is just temporary. It's not forever. It doesn't have to be forever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my take is on it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. when you go to work and it becomes emotionally draining, I think that's where you have to ask yourself, what is it that's causing the drainage, if you will? You know what I mean? Is it the work environment? Is it certain coworkers? Is it the fact that you go to work and you feel like it's very routine and there's no purpose? You kind of hit your cap or your ceiling, and those are the questions I would think you want to start asking, so this way you can just create a game plan for yourself. Like you said, like I always give you advice on that when you say like, yo, I feel like I'm just going to work and I'm kind of dealing with the same shit, and I'm just like, but then create that value. Like if there is a problem, instead of sitting in the problem, let's try to become part of the solution. You know what I mean? And granted, it sucks because most people are conditioned to think that I shouldn't tell my boss how fucked this place is,
or how things should be
you know what I mean? I don't want to be the work snitch, or I don't want to be the fucking ass kisser at work. But I think people fail to realize that it's like, yo, we're all here.
More than you're at home.
If none of us are gonna speak up, we're all gonna sit in the shit together. So yeah, it might take one of us to go, hey, yo, boss, listen, this is the kind of shit that's going on. This is how I feel like I can create my value and help, not just put a Band-Aid on the situation, but help actually attack it at the root. You know what I mean? Where the source of the actual problem. And that might entail getting rid of people who aren't good for the work environment. That might entail, operating differently or switching around roles in order to delegate tasks evenly amongst each other. Like,
be more effective.
Be more effective, be more efficient. You know what I mean? Like, I think people don't understand that it's when you're at a job and it's draining, it's because you're in an environment that's not serving you. Yeah. You're only there for the paycheck. And if the paycheck is doing that to you, I always say if it's costing you your peace, it's too expensive.
It's not worth it, yeah.
It's too expensive if it's costing you your peace. It's not lucrative, it's not affordable. And I'm really big on, I don't want to sound rude, but fuck these jobs, man. Like, a lot of the time, they fail to realize that, you too have to give a fuck about us because we're the ones that are propelling your business.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is, like, most businesses, business owners, CEOs, presidents, all that, they don't really care.
And this is why I fuck with...
They just want their shit
This
going.
is why I fuck with Gary Vee so heavy. And
I would love for him to be my manager because the way he talks about how to, like, manage your employees is
like he said, he's like,
insane.
Yo, I think people who own businesses fail to realize, he's like, I don't think my employees work for me. I work for them. He's like, because he's like, it's up to me. My job is to give you a purposeful job here. So again, like he talks about, like, oh, well, when I hired somebody who's 20, 25, what they wanted at that time is going to be different from what they want 5-10 years later. So if they're with my company that long, then I need to be checking in with them, and I need to be saying, hey, what's going on? What are you looking for? Okay, at first it's just a certain level of money. All right, cool. Maybe as you get older, you might be looking for more time off because you want to spend time with your kids and so on and so forth. So I just love the way that he puts it and the way that he analyzes, generating a good work environment. And I love how he refers to it as, like, the culture of your business. Like, what is our culture? Like, when you think of like, cultures within society, like, you think of, like, people say, like, the Latino culture is very, like, they're very loving and they're very festive and they're vibrant, da 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 da. Or you might talk about, like, like other people's cultures and the things that are within them that create a certain environment. Yeah. So it's like when he refers to the work environment as what's the culture that we're creating, it's deeper than just the systems put in place to, operate. It's what about the feeling? You know what I mean? What about the feels? Like, I want people to come to work and I want them to want to be here.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with employees who are cancer or who are a cancer to my business. Because if you have one person who's a cancer to the business, it kills off everything else around it.
It's like the bad apple.
Exactly. So, yeah, I love how he refers to the business. And I think the biggest thing is, again, going back to the question of the day is, how do you deal with a job that's so draining is, really assess if being there is worth it. Is the juice worth the squeeze, Because if it's something that's draining, especially if it's something you're bringing home, then that's something you've really like I said, I fuck with Gary Vee because he'll be the first one to say, fucking quit. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
The fuck are you doing? If that's what it's doing to you, fucking quit. Take the leap of faith. Go the fuck somewhere else. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Our lives are too short to be sacrificing our time for that shit.
Yeah, and I get it's harder like today because I feel like I know a lot of people are struggling to find jobs and they're having to settle for less and stuff like that, or they have to take like a significant pay cut or whatever the case is. But it's like, if you know that you're drained, you need to figure out steps of like, okay, well, I need to start submitting resumes. I need to start doing my research. I need to see if there is like a side hustle I can maybe start. Is there something else I want to do? Like, is there something that I could like get a Cricut at home or make cups or whatever the case is and just start small?
TikTok shop, something like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is.
There's just so much like availability and options that are also out there now. And it's just finding what makes you happy and just going down that path and not being scared to.
And I think people also, like, a lot of 9-to-5s aren't people's dream jobs.
Ever.
So if you know that, then you understand that this 9-to-5 is something that you're supposed to be utilizing as an investment tool to propel whatever it is your dream job is, or to bring that into fruition. That 9-to-5 is for you to say, okay, cool, this is what I need to survive. This how much I got to put away. When I hit this dollar amount, I can leave my job and take this and try to attempt to take this full time. You know what I mean? Very similar to like our sponsor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was getting to a point for him where his 9-to-5, like the lemonade shit, was kind of taking more precedence over the 9-to-5. It started to outgrow the 9-to-5. You know what I mean? So.
And now he out here killing it.
Yeah, now it's every day. Now, I remember when Ula was like, I could only do it on the weekends. Now, Ula is available like all the time.
Yep,
and he's at every different event. He was just at a bikini car wash or at Tipsy's. He be at all the basketball events. Oh my God, yeah. And I think he's even at the football events now, the We Different flag football events. Like,
yeah, Kaylin's kids do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's over there as well. So. Yeah, man,
Full
it's
circle.
Just, again, that's why I tell people...
pour into you.
Yeah, figure it out, yo. Figure yourself out. Like, if you're at your job and it's becoming, like, emotionally draining, then the two choices would be to A, find the spark at the job that you're at. What is it that gets your gears going?
Pour into it.
That you can do at your current job. Or B, bro, you're going to have to...
Yeah.
You're going to have to seek elsewhere, you know what I'm saying? If it's costing you your peace, then it's way too expensive.
Yeah,
it's
and
too pricey.
There's ways too, like if you feel like at the moment, given whatever your circumstances and you're stuck at your position currently, just try to go in there, like move with gratitude. Just keep reminding yourself of like, well, at least I have this job. At least I have something to pay the bills. Like find anything even small that you could bring some type of positive light to. And then just focus on like staying to yourself, going in, stay focused on the fact that, hey, I'm here to get my job done. And then I'm going to go home. Don't overextend yourself or anything like that. And just, get your day done, go home and just start like stacking your money, do your research outside, start sending out resumes, whatever the case is, just to get by until you have that opportunity to be like, I'm out, I'm jumping ship, I'm going to what I know is going to bring me some type of peace or happiness.
Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah, dude, I like that question too. Very, and then I can continue to talk about it. I think those are my key points is, never lose your spark would be the one that I'd leave everybody with if I wanted to keep it simple. It's just, this is the only life you got, man.
There's so much room for opportunities and growth.
To be doing some boring shit with this life, to be doing some shit that is either boring or draining or not serving you or not purposeful, it's a waste of your fucking time, and time is the most valuable currency you have, so fucking act like it.
Facts.
Thanks for the question, man. Appreciate you guys. But before we get into the rest of our episode, let's give them a word from our sponsors. When life hands you lemons, you bring him to La Shell so that he can make you some motherfucking ooh-la late because it is the most delicious lemonade, not only in the 610, not only in the Lehigh Valley, not only in Pennsylvania or the United States or North America or this continent, but the entire planet and whatever other planets exist, whatever other life forms of existence. This is the best beverage that exists because you can never forget the bev. Never, never, never. Today, we've got the Valley League exclusive. It looks like. I think this is pineapple, orange, guava.
It's definitely new.
Holy orgy of flavor, Batman, because this sounds delicious, and I haven't even put this to my lips yet.
It also smells delicious.
You're a sniffer. You always say it smells delicious. All right, guys, let me just try this really quick because
that is so refreshing.
Oh shit.
I really liked the orange one too, so this hits.
But the pineapple orange, the guava gives it like that hint of like islandy-ish. I don't know, man.
I need this in like a pina colada.
Or a slushie would be crazy good. Like if this was slushified or like a popsicle. I mean, honestly, all the shit that he puts together in these bottles is amazing.
I don't know how he does it.
I can't wrap my brain around it, but
I almost want to go one day to just watch him make them.
For real, like I just I need the whole experience. I want to
It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
I would pay extra if he would give me like a make your own flavor experience. that would be sick. Like you know how like the Mercedes-Benz experience, like you could like fly to one of their warehouses and build your car from scratch. Like I want to go there and I want him to be like, these are all the fruits I have. You can combine, up to 2 to 3 fruits at a time into one drink.
You could create your own label.
Create your own shit, man. That would be sick.
That'd be
yeah, that'd be cool shit. This is amazing, by the way.
So good.
Shout out to La Shells, the
Appreciate
creator and owner of Ooh La Laid Lemonade, made with love, fresh squeeze, all natural ingredients. The only drink sponsor of In the Fields podcast, and will remain the only drink sponsor of In the Fields podcast. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, man, this shit is amazeballs. Thank you guys, and back to our episode. And we are back with another episode of In the Fields podcast. Shout out to all the feelers that are tuned in. Again,
Appreciate
this episode we're talking about the work life, man, and just everything that involved, everything that goes on with it, all the feels that are involved.
Yeah, I definitely think I look at work way differently now that I'm in my 30s and I'm more like trying to stabilize my life and the responsibilities I've taken on. And
well, I just think your priorities change too as you get older.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, money was the motive. Money was the motive. Fuck with the money, it get ugly as coyote. Sorry. Don't Wheezy F, baby, and the F is for phenomenal. That one always gets me because I'm like, the F is for phenomenal.
That's spelled with a PH. Stupid ass English.
Yo, so funny, but yeah, man, I just think the priorities change as you get older too. Like when you're young, like you just want money because like, your parents kind of start to cut you off and they start to like wean you off of the whole buying you whatever it is the fuck you want shit.
I mean, I feel like that's still like money's always the motive, but I feel like when you're younger like that, it is very easier for you to be like in and out of jobs, job hopping and like not caring as much. Whereas I feel like it happens more with like later 20s, going into your 30s, where you're trying to be more stable and you have responsibilities where you can't, like, you have to stay sometimes to depend on that income because now you have a house and you have kids and you have things that actually are relying on you to keep afloat.
Yeah, and I don't want to say money when I was saying like earlier that like money was the motive when you're younger, I just mean like it's the only thing on the list that matters.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like when you become older, like, and you obviously gain job experience and you start, knowing what it is you like,
finding
and what
your
you
worth
don't like.
and stuff.
Yeah, and like you start, kind of, how do I put it? You kind of start going through the whole like, it's almost like building a relationship. Like it's like dating. Like when you have all these jobs, it's like. Oh no, I don't like that type of boss. I can't have that type of work environment. Like you kind of start developing like this weird relationship, if you will, with your jobs, where you're just like, that's not gonna fly. That's a red flag for me. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, nope, can't do that. Oh, that's not enough vacation time. That's the way you guys do PTO. Can't do that. So it just becomes like this thing where, you know,
have like a checklist.
at first, the only thing you gave a fuck about was money, and like, and in a sense, is like, you know, it's like when dudes are young, it's like the only thing they trying to do is smash. You know what I mean? So it's like, nigga, I just need the bread. That's it. That's all I give a fuck about. What am I doing? Scooping ice cream, flipping patties, pushing buttons, moving shit. I don't care. Am I getting paid? Cool. And then as you work and you start experiencing shit, you're like,
I ain't dealing with that shit.
I ain't moving to do that for 20 an hour? No way, dog.
Nope.
I'm gonna need this much if you want me to do that shit. Cause now you are very particular with how you start exchanging your time. And I think it's just coming to the realization that, like, when you become our age, you start to realize that time is such a valuable currency, man. It is something that, you know, like, I look at all the things that we have, and I don't look at them as things that I spent money on. I look at them as things that I exchanged my time for.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
worked
I'm saying?
hard for this.
Yeah, like, I exchanged
I deserve
X
this.
amount of hours
Yeah.
to get this. Or
And that's the
you know what I
thing,
mean?
like, you spend a majority of your time at work.
Yeah.
Way more than you get to spend at home with your family. That's why a lot of countries now, like, they've adopted the 4-day work week because they realized, and they've done a lot of, like
Studies.
research and studies in the psychological field of, like, burnout and employee retention and, like, all these different aspects that affect your day-to-day just self when it comes to working. And now a lot of countries, I don't think America will ever get to that point, but they've seen significant improvement in an overall person's life just because of the fact that they have an extra weekend
and
day.
this is why I wish I had. I can't wait till we expand and we get like a third guy. You know what I mean? So I could be like, yo, pull that up. What are the other countries doing right now with the work? You know what I mean? So we could do that type of shit. But I definitely feel like I've read shit that says that.
It's in the beginning phases because before I graduated, one of my psychology classes, I had to do a research project, and we were given so many topics to pick from, and I picked the work life topic and, like, how it affects your mental health and stuff. And that was the subtopic that I built my paper off of, was adopting a 4-day work week and why it's beneficial. And even just, like, the counterpart of, like, them trying to argue the fact that it's not beneficial for certain aspects of, like, the company and their profits and stuff like that. But they found that, like, you're able to alternate everybody's schedule to still cover the job itself, but now each individual person is still getting an extra day to have to themselves. Because there's plenty of times, like, a holidays fall on, like, a Monday or a Friday, and I had, like, a 3-day weekend, and I went to work that next week feeling so recharged, feeling so much better, ready to work. Like, it does make a significant difference.
Yeah. And again, I just think, you know, when it comes to the work life, you know, it's up to us as we get older to really start assessing what it is we want to exchange our time for.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to, like, this stuff, the podcast, things of that nature, like,
well, that's one of the reasons we even started this.
I don't mind exchanging my time for this. This feels productive to me. It feels purposeful. So when I do it,
it's something we enjoy doing.
Yeah, when I do it, it's not something where I'm like, oh, you know, it's so fucking exhausting. Like, I don't look at it like that. Like, versus, like, sometimes I do have work days that I'm like,
fuck,
bro, that was a work day from Satan's asshole. You know what I mean? Like, there's just times where it is extreme, and I know you've similar. Like, there's times where that shit starts off at like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like,
yeah, like first thing in the morning.
I'm like, wow, this day is crazy. I walked right into Satan's prison today because, wow, what the fuck happened?
I feel like that first thing in the morning when I wake up and I get that text that it's off-site parking. Like, the fact that we have to do that drives me insane. And then it already sets the tone, like, great, now I have to walk through the grass. And, like, I'm already looking at the day negative because I'm looking at, like, the things that I don't want to even have to deal with first thing in the morning. Like, why is this a thing? Why do we have to do this?
Yeah, man. So I think it's super important, you know, to just take that time and, you know, whether it comes to, you know, whether it's, you know, navigating the work field and really trying to find something that gets you going. You know what I mean? I think that's the big one for people is that they feel like they kind of have to settle with shit. You know what I mean? And I don't think you have to necessarily settle with your job. I think there's things that everybody is innately good at that can be applied to so many different industries. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just because, like, for example, like I'm good with words, or I'm good at speaking. Like,
You really are.
so.
And
I mean,
feel like that's...
And I get that from a lot of people. I think too, but I think too that comes with the fact that I did music. So music, you do
Probably.
have to be good with words. You need to have diction, confident presence. And I've always told you that music to me was just a transfer of emotion through audio.
It's an outlet.
And what is communication other than the transfer of emotion through audio? I'm literally just want you to hear and understand and feel what I am saying.
Yeah.
And if you cover your eyes and all you can do is hear me, I need to be able to confidently and, there needs to be a certain level of conviction with it. You know what I mean? It needs to be convincing. So, but does that necessarily mean like I'm going to be bummed if I'm not the fucking world's most famous rapper? No, does it still mean that I have this innate talent of being able to communicate and transfer that emotion through audio? Sure. Can I do it in other ways? Sure. Here we are. This is another way people listen to podcasts. So it's like, again, it's me using the talent that God gave me and applying it to whatever industry I work in. Whether I'm selling insurance and I'm on the phone with people, which my mom tells me all the time. She's like, oh my God, you're so great on the phone. You tell me all the time, like, I don't know how you used to get pissed at me because I would answer the call like 8:00 at night and I'd be like, yeah, what's up? What can I do for you? And you're like, dude, you're fucking working. It's like, the kids are in bed. What's going on, bro? And I'm like, dude, it's just, I'm good at my job.
Now it's just normal. I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, like, it's just, and I've gotten better at it. I try not to even answer calls when I get home anymore because, again, what I needed 5 years ago, which was to make a bag, is not necessarily what I need today. So, like, I am enjoying more of the freedom of not having to go crazy like I was years ago.
Well, with your situation, the fact that you would work like a regular 9 to 5, but then you would allow the rest of your night to still be open in order to work. Like, I think a lot of people have situations like that, but I think it's important too of like, when you are feeling so drained, of setting that boundary of like, hey, I'm not taking calls after this time. Like, leave me a message. I got you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case is, if it can absolutely wait. So this way you are giving yourself that allotted time to just...
And that's what I've been doing now lately, is just like kind of, again, my time is becoming my most valuable currency. So instead of exchanging it, for a couple extra, don't get me wrong, like something comes across my plate that if the juice is worth it, yeah, like you've seen me sell policies where you're like, how much did you fucking make off of that? Damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So again, I'm very particular with what I do now because I know my value. And I think that's what a lot of people fail to realize, is that they don't know their own value. So they are so willing to exchange their time for bullshit. Yeah. And again, that just comes with setting healthy boundaries for yourself. And also, like, try to make your job a better place. Step up and be the one to be like, hey, man, this is what I think we should be doing. Yeah. Because one of two things is going to happen. Your boss is going to look at you and be like, we don't need any of that shit. Go back to work. Which at that point, it's, okay, cool. Fuck me. Then now I know
there is no value here.
That I need to go somewhere else because
there is no room for growth.
I'm just merely a piece in your machine.
Yep.
That if I break, you can just go to the hardware store and get another fucking piece. You know what I mean? If that's what it is, cool, fuck off. I don't like that. I'm a very firm believer in teamwork makes the dream work. Now, granted, I know there's different levels of authority. There's different structures within every job. But at the end of the day, if I'm going out of my way, if you're sitting up here in the penthouse, but I'm telling you everything that's wrong on the ground floor, I'm willing to come up to talk to you and go, hey, man, I know you're up here. And you got problems up here that you dealing with, and then you hearing it from this floor and from HR and your managers but if I'm going out of my fucking way to come from the ground floor to come to you to be like, yo, bro, I know you don't be on the ground floor, but here's some shit that's going on down there that I would be willing to take on the responsibility to help create a better environment for all of us down here, because I know you're chilling up here, you're making 6 figures, 7 figures, chilling. And I know you dealing with other problems up there. That's cool. But here's the shit that's going on in here. If I'm going out of my way to do that, bro, that's because I give a fuck about your business.
Yeah.
I give a fuck about the thing you created. So don't treat me like as if I'm doing something wrong. To me, that doesn't make any sense. If I'm going out of my way to try to help create a better work environment for a business that all it does is cut me a paycheck. I didn't create this shit. This shit could blow up tomorrow and I'll go find a different job.
I'll still figure it out.
You gonna be the one with the big problem.
You're gonna suffer, yeah.
Not me. You gonna have to liquidate, file for bankruptcy. You gonna have to fire people, lay people off. You gonna have to pay some unemployment. You gonna have mad shit to do.
Yep.
Me, I'm gonna have to go check my Indeed.
Basically.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going out of my way to help you, nurture your baby, I'm going out of my way to help.
And I don't have to do that.
Nope, that shit is purely out of the fact that shit is purely out of the genuineness of my heart where I'm going, yo, bro, I care.
I think
I
that
actually like this job.
It also comes from people looking for job security and looking to stay somewhere instead of job hopping, because a lot of people don't like to do that. Like, I'm somebody who does not like to do that.
My mom's old school as fuck. She hates that shit. She's like, that doesn't look good on a resume.
When I was younger, first started working, you were not allowed to do that. Like, jobs would be like, yo, you work
that's
here,
apparently
here,
frowned
here.
upon.
It's super frowned.
Yeah, apparently that's frowned upon.
It's not as frowned upon now.
It still
but
is.
Back then,
I only know that
wasn't.
because at my job, when we review resumes, that's like one of the biggest things that stands out is, oh, you've had every job under the sun. But I'm like, yo, bro, can you be mad that somebody, again, if I'm dating and this shit don't hit, I give this shit 3 to 6 months of a trial run.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this ain't it. You really gonna be mad at me because I'm like, nah, I don't feel
It didn't work out for
it didn't
me.
work out for me, bro.
I tried it.
It's no hard feelings. Me and Burger King aren't mad at each other. I just don't want to flip burgers, my nigga. Like,
I didn't like smelling like
you know
grease, dog.
Yeah, like, so I don't know, bro. It just, again, it's like, can you really be upset at me when I'm trying to find
where I fit?
I'm trying to find my work home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think people, again, when you are spending, like you said, when you spending so much of your time at this place, it is a work home.
Yeah.
It is my home away from home. This is like, it's like when you go to school. These are my people. You walk in your class, you're like, yo, what up, homies? Like, this is like, yo, we're back. We're eating together. We're breaking bread together. We're playing together. I want to be at a place that, you know what I mean? Like, on the school side, I wanted to be at a school that I was cool with people. I knew people that transferred out of schools because they were like, nah, bro, nobody fucks with me there, da-da-da. And I get it. That's
it's awkward.
good.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. So it's like, work should be the same shit. I should be able to apply those same kind of boundaries to my work environment because, again, if I'm not finding what works best for me, then that means I'm going to settle. And if I'm going to settle, that means I'm going to be depressed and I'm going to fall into the same cycle of, oh, I'm doing something that I don't want to do. And I'm only doing it for the paycheck. And it just becomes something that just, again,
it hinders your growth. Because I think, too, a lot of the time, like, people, like, and I know I've done that where I've always been so scared of change that I would just not take opportunities because I was so fearful that it wouldn't work out. Or like when, growing up, I always wanted to be a nurse. It's something I always wanted to do. I put myself through school, got my certificate for whatever, got my degree, been working in the medical field, and like realizing like this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Nope.
And I don't enjoy being here. So then I had to reevaluate like, what the fuck is it that I want to do with my life? Because I thought it was this, and it's not. This is making me more miserable than ever. And then I figured it out, like psychology was for me, really understanding those things. So what did I do? I put myself back in school. Like, I don't think people really consider the fact that like you have options. And even if that means you have to go to school or change your major or take time off or do this or do that, like in the end, it's always going to be worth it if there's purpose behind it. Like, you have to be able to pour into those things and not be scared. Take that risk. Take the jump. Like, take the leap of faith and see what happens. Like you said, we're only here for a short amount of time, and nobody knows their expiration date. So just do what you want that makes you happy and brings you some type of joy.
Yeah, bro. And if you can somehow figure out what you love and also it pays the bills, you're living the fucking dream, dude. Like, a lot of people fail to realize, like,
or they compare a lot.
like, bro, like, even when I was doing the music shit, I was hype as fuck. Making a couple $100 a month off of social media, or hype as fuck to get a few $100 paycheck in the mail from streams. Like, I was, again, to me, I'm like, wow.
Even like what we made with this whole podcast
Yeah,
thing.
like, wow, we got our first little deposit from Meta. I was like, wow, that's so dope. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, again, like, if you can figure out how to do what you love, and you can figure out how to monetize it and it pay the bills,
keep pouring into that.
You're living the fucking dream. Yeah. As long as it pays the bills, you're living your dream. You could be a rapper and not be a millionaire. Mm-hmm. You could be a fucking you could be a therapist and make only $80,000 a year.
That'd be cool.
You know what I'm saying? You could be a podcaster and you make an extra $1,000 a month, and that
sounds lit.
That's winning. You're winning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, I don't know. I think that's the big thing I think people got to focus on, especially when it comes to the work life, is, you know,
finding a balance.
If you're doing something that, let's say, doesn't necessarily align with what you thought your dream job was going to be, then let's break your dream job down into the skills that you have that made it your dream job, that you felt like it was such a fit. Like I said, for me, music for me was like the dream job. And I knew that because of, you know, the level of confidence I had with it, the way I was able to speak clearly, the way I had the diction, the conviction, and my beliefs in a way that I just carried myself, that it was good for me. But also, those are the skills that I can carry into the other things that I, you know, in the other fields that I put myself in. And I think that's what people got to do, is like, you know, the dream job is going to be the dream job because it's something that you love, and that's great. There's going to be other things or other, you know, fields that I feel like you will excel in as well, based on the skills that you would utilize for your dream job. And I think a lot of people got to do that. Like, if the dream doesn't necessarily work, which is cool, pivot. Okay, cool. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be the next Drake. Cool. So now we're going to pivot, and we're going to, I'm going to utilize these skills, and I'm going to implement them into every other field that I touch, because again, these are still skills at the end of the day that can be utilized. Like, yes, can I still make music? Sure. Can I still do that? Sure. Can I still sing? Sure. But like, again, it's pivoting and focusing on how can I apply those to things that are going to generate income for me, so that I can be happy with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because I'm still using the talents that God gave me. I may not be using them in a way that I dreamt of, but it could be something that still works for me, you know?
Because as we age, we all change. We've talked about it before. We change as individuals. And, like, my dream job growing up ended up not being my dream job at all. Like, it's not something I enjoy at all. Like, it is to the extent of, like, I love helping people. You know what I mean? Like, I do enjoy that. But the job itself, and the way, like, seeing it from that side of things rather than just being a patient somewhere, and seeing, like, the actual office flow of things, and, like, just knowing what you know and, like, what you learn through time, it's like, this isn't what I want to do. This isn't at all what I thought working in the medical field would be like. Bro, and I lost my purpose in it. You know what I mean?
I swear doctors be going into the hallway and just be Googling shit sometimes.
I'm dead. I will say I've never seen my doctors do that. But bro, that is a highly talked about topic nowadays.
Bro, because remember that time we went to the hospital because you had, like, almost passed out or some shit, and the doctor came in and said, "Oh, weird things like just happen sometimes."
Yo, I was never so mad.
Oh, mans came in. We tried.
I was like, "What kind of diagnosis is that, sir?" Like,
he went, well, weird things like that just happen sometimes. How you feeling now? You all right?
You get paid 6 figures for that? That's okay. I was so livid in that situation.
That was nuts, man. So, yeah, I just think, you know, like I said, like you said, you know, that work-life shit is just a matter of ensuring that, it's like I said, you got to find your spark within whatever you do. Yeah. The second you lose that spark, it's like you become, like, it's almost like robotic, you know? And you're not
very routined.
You're not really hitting it where, you know, it's not really hitting for you. the way you want it to. And I think that's where it becomes draining and exhausting. And, you got to put yourself, kind of have to put yourself first in a lot of those instances where, people think it's like selfish to focus on yourself. But I think
It's not.
it's like the most selfless thing you can do because, again,
You have to put yourself
when you
first.
are healed and you are good and you are, you are sure of what it is you want, it just allows you to step forward with like confidence, and you walk into work environments and you
I
become
feel like so many doors open for you.
you also just become an asset to a business instead of, and that's what I mean when I tell people to like to create their value, or like the advice that I give you, like when it comes to your job, like, you tell me the things that are going wrong and I'm like, well, exactly what would be needed to make it go right. So create that value and leverage that. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, because when, like, working in the medical field, we're taught to, you never talk to the doctors. That's, like, off limits. You go to management only. And a lot of the time, management don't want to hear what the fuck you have to say. And you're turned away. And it goes in one ear and out the other. Like, it's, and it's like, for the longest time, I was just like, there's no point in me speaking up or saying anything because I know it's going to fall on deaf ears. It's not going to go anywhere. But being where I am now, like, I do feel like I have more of the ability to speak up because it is a smaller practice and it is, not bought out by a big corporation, and they're just doing their best to keep things going. So when you gave me that advice and I took it and I took that leap of faith and I spoke up, the one thing out of the first one of the first things out of my doctor's mouth was, yo, I respect you so much because I've never had another employee come to me with ideas of how I can improve my business. And
because most people don't.
We would love to sit and work with you and start implementing some of your ideas because we think it would be great. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, because
Like,
most
holy
businesses,
shit.
because again, a lot of the misconception is, and from the business owner side, like, and it's, this is just coming from somebody who had the opportunity to run a business, is, the misconception is that we don't give a fuck about y'all either. We don't care about y'all. Y'all are merely just the second you guys are expendable. If you're fired, I'll get a new one of you next week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's a shitty feeling to have, too, of knowing how replaceable you could be.
But again, that's why I stress the importance of create your value.
Showing your value,
Create your own value, because if I can merely get you to exchange your time for a certain dollar amount every hour,
and you're just doing the bare
and
minimum,
you're willing to do that all the time, nonstop, I'll just leave you there until you don't want to do it anymore. And then I'll find somebody else who wants to do that. Or if it's something where you're constantly, showing me your value, then you're constantly showing me why it is I should continue to pay you more, and that there is a potential within you that...
Or finding ways to level you up in
like,
the company.
how can I... Because then again, now we're having conversations of, yo, here's my value, and then now you're putting the ball in my court where I go, okay, how do I, as your boss, unlock that potential that you're telling me is within you? Most of them will do it with, money or whatever the case is. It could be title. It could be whatever it is I have to grant you. But again, I have to grant it so that, we can unlock that potential within you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
I like that.
You want to get into question time?
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. Go ahead. You want to start first?
Yeah, that's fine. And then what? We're going to just do 2 and 2 this time?
Yeah, we can do 2 and 2, and then we'll send them home.
Rats. So if your work week was a type of weather, what would it be and why? Example, sunny and calm, a bit stormy with scattered showers, or consistently foggy.
To me, it would be Florida weather. And the only reason I say that is because, again, it just be like, it's mostly sunny, but occasionally it's just like a storm cloud might
pass through for like 15, 20 minutes.
And then I might have to just move a little this way, and now I'm back in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Or, like I said, 10, 15 minutes.
That Florida weather be crazy.
Yeah, so that's the only way I could really describe it is it's kind of like Florida weather where, like, most of the time sunny. But again, like once in a blue, that cloud just come over. And that's like usually on the days where it's like a rush or like, you know what I mean? Like Mondays a lot of the time are like that. Because everybody, they can't get a hold of us over the weekend. So then Mondays, they're like,
flooding
Bro,
the
the
phones.
second I see the clock switch from 8:59 to 9 a.m., phone's ringing.
Yep.
Like
that.
like clockwork.
Felt that.
So yeah, I would say if I had to describe it, it'd be a fucking Florida weather, dude, because that shit just be, and again, it just very, and an occasional fucking hurricane might pass through, but we all survive pretty much. So
I like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So my question for you would be, what's something you wish you could go back and say to your 22-year-old self at your first real job? Or whatever age it was. I just used 22 because most of the time between the ages of like 16 and 20, those are like very entry-level jobs.
Yeah,
entry-level. I know like 22, you maybe have already graduated.
Yeah, no, I think I was...
Could be 24, 25.
It was around that age when I graduated and started working in the medical field. I would just say to walk with more dignity and keep your head held high, and don't let, certain coworkers or I think for me, a lot of the time is I would get a lot of hate because of the fact that like I'm efficient as fuck. And that's always gotten taken advantage of. And I've had like coworkers that I got along with, I would be like, yo, just stop working so hard. Like, stop working so fast. Like, stop doing that to yourself. And it's like, I just legitimately can't. Like, I know what needs to get done, and I'm going to get that shit done, and I'm going to be organized as fuck. Mm-hmm. But that would be considered like a favoritism thing, because they would always like, oh, well, I know Lisa could do it. Lisa got it. And like other bitches at the job would be like, yeah. So I think it's just like moving with more like grace and just understanding that like you do have that value, and don't let, other people take that away from you and make you feel less than, because you are deserving of what you do get out of the positions that you have, and to just keep going.
Facts. And just because your bitches ain't as good as the job as my wife is, don't be trying to make her work slower like y'all dumbasses, because she's trying to get that bag, you heard?
Yeah, it is draining,
Because I'm sorry, from the owner's perspective, of course the person who does it the best is going to be my favorite. Granted,
I don't want to be a favorite,
they treat the favorites, though, is different from boss to boss, because you have certain bosses who will be like, yo, here's this little cash bonus. Don't tell nobody about it. Mm-hmm. Then you've got other bosses who are like, you're not my favorite. You're my workhorse. Yeah. You're the strongest horse in the stable.
That's why I don't like it.
Yeah. So there's two different, you can either be my favorite or you're just the strongest horse in the stable.
It's always been that.
Yeah, the strongest horse.
Always been that. Yeah. And that is extremely draining, and it burns you the fuck out, because it's
that's bullshit. I don't like that.
And like throughout those times, like I would tell myself too to like learn boundaries and learn how to say no in a professional manner.
And it also depends on the work you work in. Like, for example, like being the strongest horse in the stable is great for sales, because if you're gonna feed me sales, because that's the one thing. Like at my job, like I work in sales, so like for me, being the workhorse would be, here's boom, 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 sell that. So there's a direct correlation to that, to my paycheck. Versus like with you,
I get paid the same amount.
No matter how hard they make you work, it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely, of course, different. And hi, Thor. Oh, you going up to your little perch? Go for it. All right, but yeah, that's good. That's a good answer. Okay, what you got for me?
All right.
You got one more, and then I got one more, and then we'll take them home. Because you're gonna cook dinner then, right? No, it's only 3:30.
Yeah,
we got time.
All right. So, what's your go-to reset button activity after a particularly demanding work period? I struggled there a little bit.
My reset, it definitely involves just us getting a night together, kid-free, or like with the homies, and we just like go like 2 days of like no responsibility type of shit, where I'm just like, bro, I don't want to be asked anything. I don't want to have to cook for nobody. I don't want to have to clean. Like, I just want to like go like a solid 2 days of just the deepest deep breath that I can take.
Yeah.
And like almost just meditate and like just do what it is that I feel I want to do. Whatever that entails in those days. It could be sleeping until fucking 11 in the morning.
Those are my favorites.
It could be waking up, gym, come home, it's just me and you, we clean together. What it could be a day like that. I don't know. It just could just be something that doesn't involve, again.
And I like how we plan those moments too. Like we know like we're dealing with some stuff outside of here, and it's like, okay, this weekend we're planning for XYZ, and we're just gonna shut shit off for like a day or two, and we're just gonna lock in to just take that breath and just those are nice. I like those.
Those and those are we literally call those the reset button. Like we need a reset. So like that's definitely how I would do it.
I love that.
Or even like the little getaways that we do. Those are cool too.
Those are also in those little food trips.
Yeah, hell yeah, those are the best. Oh shit. Excuse me. Whew. That was good. That was a good yawn. All right, cool. I got one more question for you. Then we'll send them home.
Let's do it.
And then, yeah, man. All right, so here we go. Lisa, HR manager. What does she fire me for?
So I have a pretend business. I'm the HR person.
You work at a business. You're the HR manager.
And you're my employee.
I'm one of the employees. What do I get fired for?
Leaving shit around all the time.
Yeah, I could see that. You tripping.
Leaving shit around and losing shit. Yes.
Okay. Can I get my last paycheck, or are you going to send it in the mail?
I mean,
it's going to be straw up in this bitch if I don't get my paycheck.
I mean, you could take it. But, like, don't come back.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not much really bad I could say about you. Like, you be pretty much on it with everything.
Get fired for flirting with the employees.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You're not funny.
I'll be like, hey, Miss HR lady, how you doing?
What you doing later?
You trying to write me up?
That's what you be doing?
What's Jonathan do? He does like the mewing. I don't know what the fuck
The
that
mewing?
is. No, not it's mewing. Like
I thought it was mewing.
No, that's a Pokemon character.
I know Mew is a Pokemon character, but
it's mewing with an N. Yeah, it sounds even worse actually. Like Mew would have made more sense because I'm like, oh, Mewtwo, Mew. Yeah, got it. Mewing. No, it's called mewing. And I'm like, mewing? It's not newing. It's mew. Mew. Mew.
It's a weird sound.
It sounds like the sound a car makes when it goes by fast. Like, mew. So, all right, man. All right, let's bring him home. Guys, you know how we finish every single episode. We usually leave a question for the feelers that are tuned in. Shout out to you guys for always tuning in. If you guys see this question on social media or on YouTube or wherever you're listening, make sure you guys drop your answers down below in the comments or in the DMs, whatever you work for or whatever works for you guys. Because again, you never know when the why, and your story is silent, and it becomes our story, man. So, question for the feelers is, if your job could talk, what would it say about the way you treat it and how you let it treat you?
I like that.
Make sure you guys drop your answers below in the comments. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. In the meantime, man, keep feeling.
Keep sharing.
And keep it real within the feels. Yeah, baby. Yeah.